beauty queens. I need a little notepad. Oh my god, I meant to bring one. It's always something, you know? Oh, maybe my iPad is charged. Not that it ever is. So let's check. I never really use my iPad as much as I thought I would, just because I'm like such a... Oh my god, it is. I'm such a, like, either writing, like I rather write my lists, or I do everything on my computer because I don't like to have things in multiple places. I know iCloud, but mine always gets full and, like, you know, it's just a whole thing. So, anyways, let's go on. I wish I had my pen still, but I lost it. I wanted to write down some ideas because I feel like September was just so crazy, and I really didn't post as much as I was posting on here and that I like to post on here. So I need to get back to it now that all the fall sports, it's funny because fall like just started, right? But all the fall sports in Utah are ending because it's like the session of fall that you can be outside and not be in the snow is so short in Utah. So they like start their fall season in summer. Basically, anyways, the point is, I'm back in business because those fall sports are over and now I can like actually be on here more, and I'm really excited about it. So anyways, I wanted to I obviously do my wine Wednesdays. Okay. Those are crucial. And then I wrote it as Wednesday wine. Come on, Kyra, get a grip. And then I love doing my like day in the lifestyle stories. Do you guys like those? I feel like I was posting them a lot throughout the day, and a lot of you guys seem to like them. So I feel like I want to get back to posting more. I mean, more than like 2 stories a day, you know? Like what I'm doing, what I'm eating, who I'm talking to, what the day looks like outside, what underwear I'm wearing, whatever. Day in the lifestyle stories. I just like want to get feedback from you guys because I feel like I haven't done that in so long, and that matters, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm also drinking my apple cider vinegar energy drink situation. It's not really an energy drink. It's just like kind of vitamins and nutrients to give you energy. And I'm just also really dehydrated today. Hi, Tara. Oh my gosh, these flowers I got like 2 weeks ago now. Look at that one. Wow, that one's thriving. I kind of, oh my god, my nails aren't. I know. I need to take the water out of them because I want them to like crisp and dry up, you know? We need to deep clean this room. Desperately. Like, so desperately. I did go through a lot of my clothes today. And I'm going to actually list them on Depop. Hopefully the next couple of days is when I'm thinking I'll have time to post them. All the pictures were already taken, but I have done Depop before, but I did it while I was moving, and it just was too much. So I ended up shutting down my Depop and like just donating everything, which sucked because there were so many brand new things. Like, I would say like 95% of it was all things like with the tag, and that was over $50, like a shirt or pants or whatever. So I was bummed. I was happy to donate it, but obviously like you get it. Oh my gosh, I'd love an update. Just got home from school. I'm training to be a doula. Oh my gosh, how fun. I've always thought about being a doula. I think that's such an amazing like career path, and such a, somebody dropped their water, great experience to be a part of. Like I can't even imagine doing that. How fun is that? Yes, please. Yes, please. I really miss our themed lives too. But the problem with that is sometimes it's hard to like do the themes because I worry about your guys' like comments like, not being able to leave a long enough comment, you know? So, my tooth, I had, like, corn. This is so weird, but I had, like, corn and chicken and mashed potatoes for dinner. And my, like, tooth feels like, you know when you, like, eat popcorn and some gets in it? That's what I'm feeling like right now, but I didn't have popcorn. I had corn. What did you guys do today? I'm not gonna lie, it kind of felt like a Monday. Like, I was feeling overwhelmed today. It was supposed to be Levi's last baseball game, but then that was canceled because it's pouring rain, and because they've had to, like, keep pushing it out, they just completely ended the season, and they're not, like, pushing any. They're not, like, doing a makeup game, which they usually do. So that kind of sucked. But, yeah. And then Alea went to dance. She had a hard day today. She did not want to go to dance. But then once she got in the class, she was fine. It was just hard to get her in the class. It's hard because, you know, sometimes they love it, and sometimes when I take them, like when I drop them off, they dread it, but then as soon as they're in there, they love it. So I'm like, listen, we were just here yesterday. Don't you remember how you were laughing and smiling? It's gonna be fine. Aww. Good. I'm so glad. I think sometimes, like, some of the biggest things we worry about, obviously they're very important, but they end up working out exactly how they're supposed to work out, you know? That's definitely, I feel like, how I've always, small situations and big situations in my life, like, the scariest stuff has always worked out the best, but it's hard because beforehand, like, these are big things. What if it's not what's best, or what, you know, people don't turn out how you want them to? Mentally, I'm still in single mom mode, but he has honestly been, get it together, like, great. I think that's, like, something that makes you a good mom and that you'll always do. Like, I'm the same way. Obviously, I'm engaged to somebody, I live with somebody, we share finances, but, like, I still feel like I am in single mom mode, and I make sure that I can solely provide for my children if necessary, you know? So yeah, I think that's, like, a normal thing that a lot of moms experience even when they get a new partner, you know, is just that. She raised my stepbrothers, and she was a single mom. I don't know how much their dad was in their life, but I don't think very much. So she did everything, and, like, even now that they're moved out and everything, she still is just, like, such a hard worker and has all those, like, survival habits almost. Women are just awesome like that. Like, I have to say, it is kind of incredible what women are what women are capable of. I know it sounds cheesy. My curtain broke. Okay, guys, I have something to talk about. I don't think I have ADD or ADHD. I'm not completely sure on the difference, to be honest. But I've been to the doctor for it before. And they were like, we think you're depressed. Here's some antidepressants. This was, like, a couple years ago. So I was like, oh, I thought I had, like, ADHD, whatever. So I'm, like, debating going back because, not that I like to be medicated. That's the only thing. I don't really want to be put on anything. I just, like, want to know. I have had such a hard time, especially lately, with just, like, remembering what I'm doing, or, like, getting distracted by small things. Like, I told myself this morning when I woke up at 7 to take ibuprofen because I had a headache. So I woke up and I was like, okay, I should take ibuprofen now before it gets worse, because if you're like me, it turns into a migraine real quick. And so it was until 11 o'clock in the morning that I finally took it, because every time I'd go to get it, I'd remember something else, and then something else, and then something else. At one point, I grabbed vitamins instead of ibuprofen because I went to the vitamin area, and I was like, oh my god, I have to take these vitamins, and then I took... And I don't know what's going on up here. I don't know if I just have too much going on, or something's wrong with me. I like the idea of something being wrong with me better, because I don't want to stop doing anything I'm doing. You know what I mean? What's that overcommitment? Guys, my teeth are driving me crazy. So yeah, that's my something's wrong with me today. I did get on live early. I know I was getting on at 8:30. I wanted to mention that I've always put the timer for 8:30, or like the countdown, if you guys save the countdown. I guess you're right. That probably is like the thing. Like being a mom of 4, you're just kind of always you're being pulled in a million different directions. But anyways, 8:30 is when I typically set the live schedule for, but I want to get on earlier than that. And a lot of you guys request that. It's just, if I say earlier, I might not make it by the time, because I never know how bedtime is going to go. And bedtime happens between 7:30 and 8. But sometimes homework takes longer, or dinner takes longer, or whatever. And so I can't get on until 8:30. So basically, yeah, if I can hop on earlier, I try to. But 8:30 is always the latest. Love this sweater. Thank you. I don't love it. I'm not going to lie. Well, I love this sweater. But on me, I feel like it's not giving. You know? I don't know. I need to get new clothes so bad, you guys. I just don't like spending money on clothes, and I always end up buying sets on Amazon. Lately, I've purchased a lot of like fall sets, like long sleeve and long pants, and they've been an absolute no. Like, they're not cute. I've had to return a lot. This one I bought, but I actually kept the top. I just got rid of the bottoms because they were just really weird. So they just like didn't fit me right. And then by themselves they were cute, but then they didn't fit me right. So then I obviously tried to wear it as a set, and this was really cute, but not together. Like, it was too much corduroy. Not the jam. I felt like I was wearing like all jean, you know? So I swear I can drop money on my kids, but not myself. I'm the same way lately. I will say, I think just like being a young person, I don't know, like I did used to really splurge on myself, and now I just like can't bring myself to really do that. Like, I don't want a lot of items either. Like my closet, you guys, I don't want a lot of things. I have probably like, I don't know. I can't even, like, not that many clothes. And I can spend a lot of money on my kids' stuff and household stuff. Like, household stuff I splurge on too. But it's funny because it's not, like, the more money I make, the less I want to do for myself, if that makes sense, which is probably a good thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a weird adult thing, maybe. Maybe there is a difference between 22 and 26. You guys, it's been so long since I've had wine on one of these lives, and I really, like, I'm missing it. But I think actually the last one I did with Fiance, and I had wine. Maybe next week I'll do a live with Fiance. I had so much fun. I think, like, having somebody else in the room just made it more eventful for me. Like, I love talking to you guys, but I do feel like sometimes I'm just, like, by myself essentially, but I'm talking to you guys. It's nice to have somebody to like bounce off of who's here. So anyways, I think that was the last time I drank wine, and I want to. It's been so crazy lately. I mean, for everybody, right? Like, we all have shit going on. So the last thing I want to do is give myself an even worse headache when I wake up. Are you choosing to stay silent on what's going on in the world? Definitely not. I've actually posted a few things about it, but people, of course, like, think I'm taking sides or this, that, and the other. And so I just choose to, one, make sure I very much educate myself before I say anything. And so much is changing with all of that every day. It's disgusting and horrible and sad. And I just feel bad for, like, the situation could never be simple, but if somehow it could be simplified, there's just so many innocent people on every side of it and it's just heartbreaking. So I definitely have posted on it. Maybe you just didn't see it. But yeah, it is scary. I also, guys, have a really hard time, like I've mentioned this before, but I have a really hard time looking at that stuff, and I try to educate myself, but also I go into like a really dark place, and I think a lot of us are like that, and it's very scary. And especially as a mom, it's scary. It feels guilty. I feel like I can't do anything about it, and that's such a weird situation to be in, to like want to do something about it and want to help, but how? I don't know. And it's so scary to raise children in a world like this. And as stupid as it sounds, like I just want everybody and everything, and like let's just all get along, right? I wish it could be that way, and I wish nobody had to get hurt. Yeah. There's so much history to understand that if you don't know, you can't just... Sorry, I got a notification. Yes, I definitely agree. I think this is one of those situations, though, that I think when somebody voices their support for one side, people assume they're not supporting the other side, and I don't think that's the case. And I don't think anybody's not being heard. I just think people initially have seen a lot about the one side right now because that's what's happening right now, but that's not to say that people don't also support the other side of it, or have empathy for the other side, or all those things. It's just maybe they don't know about it because that is not really the right now part of it. I think anybody who has any bit of a brain would understand that something like this, of course, has a past, and there's history, and there's so much more. I'm not saying people aren't picking sides. Nobody I follow or know is picking sides like that, and that sounds a little crazy. I can't imagine that, but I'm just speaking for myself because that's all I know and all I can do. And yeah, I also will say, I think from doing social media for so many years, in situations where, people want to hear what you have to say about it and your reaction to it, and if you're going to speak out, it's very stressful because even if you do educate yourself and you state some sort of opinion or support or just put anything out there, right? It's never right, and it's always picked apart, and it's always taken the wrong way in some magnitude, and that's really scary because in the end, like, I know I care. I know I'm trying my best to educate myself. I know that I don't want anybody innocent hurt. Like, I know all these things, but maybe sometimes it's hard for people or me to put it into words and like post it to the internet. So anyways, yeah, not to get like deep, but I will say sometimes it's really, being silent doesn't necessarily, I don't agree with being silent means you're not supportive. I see why people take it that way because, of course, if you have an audience, like, you should use your audience for good and to spread awareness and like all these things. And I definitely see that side, but I also see the side of like, well, is it really doing any good, or is it just causing more problems because people aren't understanding my messaging and what I'm trying to say? And I'm somebody who really struggles with putting things into words, obviously. And so sometimes what I'm thinking is I'm not so good at mouthing it, and then it gets twisted and turned, and yeah, it's scary. So the bottom line is it's a horrible world to live in right now, and it's really scary, and too many people, not that any amount of people is a good amount, but too many people are being hurt and destroyed and have their families ripped apart and their lives changed overnight. And like, just, it's such a scary, I don't think it's about being neutral. I don't think there's like a neutral situation. I don't know if anybody can be neutral. I don't know what you mean by that. And that's kind of what I mean. Like, I don't know, not to say that's what you meant by it, so not trying to jump to that, but like everything I just said, somebody could take it as like, oh, so you're neutral, and it's like, what? when did I say that, you know? But everybody takes information in their own way, and maybe they're, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. It's just freaking hard. And I think people really truly forget the point of it because they're so invested in picking apart people's opinions about it that they're not even realizing that they're making it all so much worse. What? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna stop this conversation before people just run with whatever they come up with. I think that, yeah. On the other side of things, today I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning, which isn't a crazy thing, right? I've got 4 kids. They're in school and, all that. But today I woke up at 7, got all the kids ready and out of the house before 8 o'clock in the morning. Typically we leave the house for school at 8:40 in the morning, okay? So we were out of the house by 8 in the morning because I had to print something before a meeting that I had at 10. So I see my brain go somewhere else. I'm not saying that at all. I don't know where you got that from. So I think you're just, again, you're picking apart my statements and you aren't realizing the real problem here. So anyways, all the kids were out of the house by 8 and I went to, I had a meeting at 10. I had to go print something from it. So I went to FedEx, or I think it was UPS actually, because they were the only place open before 10 o'clock. Because I have a printer, so I thought I could print this, myself, or I wouldn't have waited till the last minute. My printer broke. So went to UPS. I waited 20 minutes there. It's now like 8:20 and I'm like, okay, I need to leave now because it was kind of a drive from the kids' school and I have to be at their school by 8:45. So I'm like, okay, what's taking so long? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, our printer broke now. And I'm like, I'm just breaking all the printers this morning. So then I'm like looking up all the places and no place is open at that hour to print. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take the kids to school and then I'll figure it out in the, 10-20 minutes that I had before I had to be at Avery school. So I'm like, I'll go in the kids' school, right? Library's closed, all that's closed. So I'm like, I'll go in the kids' school. I go in the kids' school. They were kind of frustrated. I could tell that they had to print something for me because I asked very nicely and they were like, sure, but I think they instantly regretted that when they realized no printer that they were sending it to was printing. And I'm like, listen, we need to make it print, okay? And so finally, after another 10 minutes, it did end up printing and they really hated me by the end of that and I did feel horrible. But so yeah, my day just started off rocky in that way. I was like, really? Oh my gosh, it's not even 9. And I tried my best to get it together, but it just didn't work. So yeah, printers, I agree. They all suck. Why do printers suck? I don't understand this. Somebody make sense of it for me because it's ridiculous. I have a printer. I've had multiple printers over the years and they just all are ass. I don't get it. And the ink lasts a whole 5 minutes. I'm like, can we work on this ink lifespan? It makes no sense. We leave the house at 7 to get my elementary kids to school. Oh my God, how far do you live from the school? So Levi's birthday party, I was originally going to have this weekend and I was going to do this truck. You can rent out this, it's kind of like a trailer, more you rent out this trailer and they come and it's a whole indoor video game trailer and it can fit up to 30 kids, I think. Well, I can't get a hold of the guy. I've called and called and called and texted and texted and texted and nothing. So obviously we're not doing that because I'd heard great things about the company. I know people who have used it. So I just assumed eventually he was going to respond and we could have it this weekend. But he didn't. So now Levi wants to do a trampoline park, which I don't mind. I don't know. I mean, it's his birthday, so I'm like, whatever, if that's what you want to do. But I just feel like that's not eventful enough. But I think that's like the cool thing to do at his age right now. So we're going to do the trampoline park and just like rent out the birthday party package or whatever. And then do a cake. You can't do like balloons or anything at the one we're doing it at. Like you can get a couple balloons, but you can't do like a balloon arc and that whole thing. And he doesn't want to have it at home because he can't play outside since it's getting so cold. So whatever. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. It is weird though that, you know, now he's getting to the age where he's like picking what he wants to do. And I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, what? 10 minutes. They start at 7:45. It's so interesting, the different school times. Like my kids start at 8:55. The first bell rings at 8:50. But it's so weird. Like I remember starting school at like 7:45. I don't remember elementary school, I guess, but most of my life I remember it being so early. So it's so weird that they go to school later. I do like it though. I feel like the kids get to wake up. They get a minute to wake up fully, and then they don't really like eating breakfast. It's offered every morning and they never want it. But they just have more time, and then they get out a little bit later, which I also like because it's just like, I think it's a better schedule for kids that age. My school is 8:30. Yeah, and I don't know if the high school around here, I should look. I don't know if the high school starts later or earlier. It ain't now. 9. Oh my gosh. I know in California they're doing, I think at some schools they're doing the thing where you also get like longer breaks but shorter summers, so that like you have like a long fall break, a long winter break, a long spring break, and then a shorter summer, but it's still long. I think I would prefer like a really long summer. Like looking back, I liked that. It's so interesting, the different times. Where do they come up with this? Is there like a state rule that you have to go to school for a certain amount of time and then they just pick what the hours are? They do that in Arizona also. Yes, I have heard that too. I think they are starting to do it here because I noticed the fall break for Levi and Alea this year is like, they have a fall break. I don't remember them having that last year. They had like Thanksgiving break, like a really short amount of time for Thanksgiving, but they didn't have like a whole ass fall break. My notification keeps popping up that I have a live at 8:30. I'm like, yeah, I got that. Thank you. We got it. I also, I was thinking of this. This is what I was thinking of. I also want to do like more morning like get ready with me lives, but I don't know if you guys like those, or that can you even watch? Because I know that hour, not a lot of people are sitting there like, oh, I want to watch Instagram lives, you know? Because I can't do it super early because the kids, I'm getting them ready for school. So I don't get myself ready until all of drop off and all of breakfast cleanup and Aura's all settled, which is like 10:30 in the morning by the time that's all done, because I get back from dropping off Avery at like 8:40. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, is that interesting to you guys? Would you like that? I love your morning get ready. Thank you. And I guess I can always save them. That's the thing too that I always forget about. Like if I save the lives, then you guys can just like watch them later if you wanted to, like if you couldn't in that moment. Oh, hi. What's wrong? You come in here yelling like that. You scared me. You scared me. What do you have to say about it? Need more day in the lives. They are my favorite. I actually am doing, I have 2 more videos to go up, 2 more vlogs. And then tomorrow I'm going to film a day in the life. Right? Tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Thursday? I think tomorrow is the day I'm going to film. I do not give a shit about the Reddit people. I don't even know them. Most of them are really young or have something like seriously wrong with them. And also, yeah, I just don't even see it. The only hate comments that I really see are like, my Instagram messages, I guess. But even then, I don't really get that many on there. The only time I get like a lot of hate comments is if I have my YouTube comments on, which those have been off forever. And I think it's because it's just like absolute trolls. Oh my gosh. Yes, I have that written down. The fiance buys outfits for me. That's coming because I have been wanting to do that. I wrote that down. I think that's so fun. Also, like, fiance buys my lingerie or fiance picks like my makeup. I just think there's so many fun fiance ideas. What's your upload schedule looking like? So I'm really hoping, fingers freaking crossed, that I can do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Actually, revert. I realized this week I should do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday uploads on YouTube, because Monday, Wednesday, Friday is a little bit difficult since Monday's when I edit. I can't always get the video done that same day. So if I edit on Monday, I can upload it on Tuesday, like I did this week, how I uploaded yesterday's video. So I'm hoping for 3 days a week. Minimum, definitely 2. Because yeah, I've been filming a lot for YouTube again, which I love. The only problem with that is throughout the day, I'm not filming as much for Instagram or doing like a lot of TikToks because I'm vlogging it all, you know? And I know some people do this, a lot of creators do this, where they just double up the content. Like they'll film a TikTok and put the TikTok in their YouTube video and stuff. I don't like that for some reason. Maybe I could try it and see what you guys think, but I like to have different content everywhere. You know, like TikTok is where I do like cooking and like obviously short form videos, but just like mostly cooking, and then YouTube is like the long day in the life videos, and then Instagram is kind of like all in one. I did get an assistant today. It was actually her first day. That's why I was kind of absent on Instagram, just because I was like teaching her everything. It's going to take probably a couple weeks to really get everything going because there's just so much training to show and teach and do. So it's going to take a minute, but I'm so excited to get that going and like have that help and structure as well. Have you picked a venue? Where's the wedding content? So, we've kind of changed gears with the wedding. We have definitely changed gears with wedding in a lot of ways. We are definitely still getting married. We're just getting married a lot sooner and a lot different than the way that we had planned. As we were wedding planning, maybe I'll make a vlog about this, but I'll tell you guys first. I'll do like a Instagram post or something maybe tomorrow about what's changed. But basically, yeah, we were just kind of like, you know, originally we were going to get married in June of next year, and I liked that because it's warm weather, and really up until then it's not going to be warm again from this point on. But planning for a whole year really stresses me out. Like doing things for a year long for one day, which I know is what it takes. I don't have the patience for that, and also I just don't have the passion for it. I'm very excited to get married. I'm very excited to have him be my husband. Like, I can't even explain the feeling, but I'm not like a huge wedding person. I haven't been like dreaming of my wedding or anything like that. So I don't need a year to plan. I know the things I do want. We're not eloping. We're still having a wedding. It's just we're going to do it much differently than we were, and yeah, we actually were just kind of finalizing those things last night, like picking an actual date for it and all that. So I'll share that with you guys in a post when there's still like 2 more things I want to work out before I say it, like before I tell you guys, so that I don't have to do a million updates. But that content is coming now that that decision has been made. There was kind of this point where we were like, when do we want to do it? How do we want to do it? Because we knew the original way wasn't what we wanted anymore, but we didn't have time to really like talk about it or do anything about it. So anyways, I'm really excited though. I think this is like much more our style and the way that we want to do things. So yeah. Wedding planning is stressful. I don't know how you guys do it. Like even just like at one point he's like, aren't you supposed to have your like dress already? And I'm like, what? I can hardly plan in time for next month. let alone like a whole year from now. Weddings are about what you want to do, not anyone else. People come into it others. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like and that's one thing we've said from the beginning is like we are doing it our way. I do not care about anybody else, as bad as it sounds. I don't care about what other people want or what they need or who thinks they're coming or who doesn't. I like just want to do whatever him and I want. So I think once that was like, that decision was made, it was like, oh, okay, now I know what I want, you know? It's just hard because weddings are about celebrating with the people that you love and care about. So naturally you fall into wanting and caring about what they want. It is freezing in Utah. It's already raining and cold and it's supposed to snow soon and I hate it. That's the only thing, like, I love it here, but will all the kids be involved in the wedding somehow? Absolutely. As many parts as they can be a part of. Alea is like so excited. She wants us to get married tomorrow. And I'm like, girl, we need a little more time to plan, but she just can't wait to like wear a dress and, you know. Any trips planned? Next year we'll definitely go to Africa for our honeymoon. And then I think we're going with my parents, possibly, somewhere. It depends. Depends if I can get help with the kids. But yeah, I think only those two things. I feel like there was something else. I don't think so. I don't remember. It's driving me nuts though, because I do feel like there was something else. Oh, we are going to Arizona for fiance's, he has like a family thing happening. I think that's not next weekend, but the weekend after. We're just going for like a Saturday, basically. My eyes. Oh my gosh, I put eyeliner on today, you guys, in the car, and I thought I brought Q-tips in the car because I did it on the way to my meeting. So I was like, okay, put on my eyeliner and then I'll do the Q-tips because I can't do eyeliner without like shaping it with Q-tips. Well, I put on my eyeliner and then I realized I didn't freaking bring the Q-tips. So right now it looks like semi-normal because I've kind of gone like that all day, but it was not good. It was not good. I had like one going this way and one going this way. And I was like, sorry, I forgot Q-tips. It wasn't the greatest look, but luckily I do have really, like, what I think they call them like hooded eyes, where like this part comes over. So you can't tell as much when it's not perfect. What was your trip about last time you flew? I flew for like 2 days to California for a friend's birthday party. It was really fun, but it was kind of rainy that week I went, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm just not a fan of California. I'm like over it. I obviously love that like my family lives there and the kids' grandparents live there, and like that makes it special, but it's just, I've been there so many times. Like if I'm gonna spend money to go somewhere, I'm gonna go somewhere new, you know? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. California's gone down the drain, yeah. Yeah. The only thing that's nice about there is like the food places. Like I do miss California food. Utah food sucks. There's like good food for Utah, but if you compare it to California, it's all just dog shit. It's an extreme way to put it, but it's just how I feel, okay? I really like Mexican food, and I think that's the biggest thing that Utah really struggles with. Sushi they've gotten pretty good at, but fly to Walt Disney World, I actually have thought about that, but I do want to go to New York with fiance, but I don't think we're gonna do that till probably like after we have a baby, so like a couple years. I would love to come to Australia. I would love to go anywhere. My biggest thing is just flying overseas is really hard for me. I've always wanted to go to Africa. That's always been a dream. I think most people can say they would love to go to Africa, you know? And so, and I've always known about that. That's always been like a desire I've had. So I'm going to have to get there somehow. I don't know how. Drug myself. But I would love to go anywhere for sure. Oh, for my birthday, maybe. Again, it's hard to find help with the kids, but maybe for like a night, go to Park City. It's like, if you haven't heard of Park City, it's just like not very far from me at all, like maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Why am I forgetting how far it is? But anyways, just sit in a jacuzzi. Yes, please. Would you move before having a baby? I'm hoping that while I'm pregnant or right before I'm pregnant, we start tearing down this house and build our dream home. But if that doesn't happen, hopefully it just depends when we get pregnant. But yeah, I definitely don't want to live in this house for longer than like 6 months with a baby, like a newborn. So like if we did wait that long, if once I had the baby, we still haven't started the process of tearing this house down, I might lose my mind. It's just, there's just not a lot of space. We could make it work, right? Like you just make it work, but I would feel very stressed about that. My nose, you guys, has got so much better. Oh my gosh, I started using this like steroid cream that fiance had for his eczema, and it looks so much better. It's still kind of there, but it's getting better. What is your plan in between tearing down and building? We want to buy a really small home to rent out after we move out and back into this house. There's a lot of like duplex options. I don't love the duplex option. I'm not really about that, but there is that option, or just like a small single family home. In the new build, will everyone have their own room, including future kids? You know, I don't necessarily know. I go back and forth between this. I think it'll depend what the kids kind of want at that point. We definitely want at least a 7-bedroom, which sounds crazy, but in Utah, that's like every house around here. Everybody has a lot of kids. So I'd love to have at least 7 rooms. Now that doesn't mean that all rooms will be used as bedrooms unless all the kids wanted their own rooms, if that makes sense. Because if we have 6 kids, then that would take up 6 bedrooms, but I can't, like, in the past when I've had a lot of bedrooms, all the kids end up in the same bedroom anyways. So a lot of those rooms were a waste. So we're like thinking we definitely want a really nice large office. Like I want an office that has, you know, the office space with like the desk, and then kind of like a lounging area, and then fiance, occasionally he works from home, so like him having an office, well, in the same office, but like a desk area as well. Having a big office has always been a big dream of mine. And then our bedroom, and then the kids' bedrooms, and maybe even like conjoining the office. I guess that's probably not good. You want your bedroom separate from your office. I don't know. There's so many ideas, and it's hard because on TikTok there's so much on my For You page that I'm like, I want that, and then I see something else, I'm like, no, I want that. So we'll just see when it comes time to doing like floor plans and stuff, which will hopefully happen next year. So yeah, I cannot even wait. We definitely want a jacuzzi as well, like an in-ground jacuzzi, possibly a pool. We've debated that. I don't know. In Utah, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but also with so many kids in the summer, that could be really fun. Obviously, a really large living and kitchen. Guys, you see how much I post on my stories that I'm in my kitchen. I spend like 8 hours a day in my kitchen. So I want, especially not only a big kitchen, but like how dreamy would it be to have just like a small, I think Ellie and Jared, if you guys watch their channel, I remember her, I think it was in their last house, maybe even their new house. I haven't seen that one as much, but they had like an area in their kitchen where it was kind of hidden, but you'd like go around a corner and there was a lot of counter space with like, you know, all their machines, because I use like a rice cooker, an air fryer, a coffee machine, an espresso machine. There's so much in my kitchen now that's so small. There's literally no, like, it all just gets so piled up. So then I keep it put away, but then I'm constantly having to move chairs to get, it's just like not convenient. So that would be a dream too. Kids' room can join into a playroom. Yeah, I've seen in Utah there's a lot of houses that have like under the stairs style playrooms, and I think those are really cute. Or just like a loft area that's kind of like a playroom / game room. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Maybe it's just the like lighting in here. I did also just put this on before I got on here. Why is it backwards? That's why. This one is the coconut and pear. I love Burt's Bees. It's one of the only ones that really works for me. I do use the EOS ones because you can buy them in bulk at Costco, but those just like are good if you like to put chapstick on a lot. But if you have really like chronically chapped lips, Burt's Bees. Fun fact, chapsticks, your lips can build an addiction to, so sometimes using chapstick is actually not a good thing, and you should just like withdraw from chapstick and use it occasionally. Does Grandma Kathy still come visit? That's so funny. She actually was just here. She left 2 days ago. She stayed for a week, and that woman, you guys, she is one in a million. She was out pulling weeds. I'm like, Grandma, you can't be doing that. And she was like, I can't just like sit in here and like hang out. I'll go crazy. So I just think it's so funny because my neighbors probably think I'm horrible. Like, why are you letting this woman do this? But I tell her not to. She doesn't you can't tell a grown ass woman what to do, you know? Costco, I've had Sam's Club, I've had Costco, 100%. I am wearing makeup, yes. I wish I looked like this without makeup. Yeah, my lips always go through phases, especially when I'm pregnant. They're so bad. I'm not pregnant, but like when I have been, they get bloody. No matter how much water I drink, no matter the chapstick. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go. I have to edit a video. But I'm gonna go do that. Make sure the kids are all. I put them to bed, but I want to make sure they're all asleep. I need to also make sure their lunch boxes. Oh, my mind starts, you know, like, oh my god, and don't forget this and don't forget that. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. And also, I'm sorry last week I didn't really post. I was still filming a lot for YouTube. I filmed most days last week. Now I'm editing them to upload them. I did upload one yesterday if you guys missed it, but yeah, I wasn't on here as much because I needed to just film and not worry about posting. That's the balance I'm learning right now. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching and being patient, and I cannot wait to just like get back in the routine, because I feel like August was so fun. Like, I was just like posting all the time. Or was it August? Yeah. And September was rough, so I'm just ready to get back to it. But you know what? That happens in life. Sometimes things just get crazy, and it was in a good way. So I'm grateful for that, at least, because it definitely could be the opposite. But definitely stay tuned for more lives. Again, I want to do more get ready with me lives. I want to do cooking lives. They're definitely on the schedule because I want to make it happen, especially the cooking ones. I think that'd be so fun. So anyways, I hope that you guys have a great Wednesday.